The concert was over. The lights were beginning to fade. Thousands of fans were slowly making their way out of the venue, still buzzing from the explosive energy they had just witnessed. But according to reports that would soon send social media into absolute chaos, the biggest moment of the night may have happened after the final song ended. Witnesses are now claiming that Stray Kids star Felix was seen sharing an emotional backstage embrace with BTS superstar Jungkook shortly after the concert concluded, creating a wave of excitement, speculation, and heartfelt reactions that quickly spread across the globe. What exactly happened behind those backstage doors remains unclear, but the story has already become one of the most talked about topics in the K-pop world. And as more details continue to emerge, fans everywhere are desperate to know the truth. The first reports began appearing online only minutes after attendees left the venue. At first, many fans dismissed the claims as rumors. Celebrity sightings are common after major events, and unverified stories often circulate rapidly on social media. But then something changed. Multiple eyewitnesses from different locations began sharing remarkably similar accounts. According to those reports, Jungkook, who had reportedly attended the concert accompanied by his manager, was seen backstage after the show. Several witnesses claimed that Felix later approached him, leading to what appeared to be a warm and genuine embrace that lasted several seconds. Within moments, fan communities erupted. "Wait, are people saying Felix hugged Jungkook backstage?" one user wrote. Another responded, "There's no way. Someone please tell me this is real." The reactions only intensified as additional accounts surfaced. Although no official footage immediately appeared, the consistency of eyewitness descriptions quickly caught the attention of entertainment reporters and online commentators. Fans who had already been discussing Jungkook's surprise appearance at the concert suddenly found themselves focused on an even more emotional development. According to one attendee who claimed to have been near a restricted backstage access point, the atmosphere shifted dramatically after the performance ended. People started whispering that something was happening behind the scenes, the witness explained. Nobody knew exactly what, but everyone felt there was something important going on. Another individual described seeing staff members moving through backstage areas while excitement among nearby observers continued growing. "You could feel the anticipation," the person recalled. Everyone was trying to figure out what was happening. As the story spread, fan pages dedicated to both BTS and Stray Kids began collecting available information. Screenshots, eyewitness statements, and translated comments flooded social media feeds. The phrase Felix and Jungkook rapidly climbed trending charts in multiple countries. Within hours, millions of fans around the world were discussing the same question: had two of K-pop's most beloved stars just shared one of the most heartwarming moments of the year? Industry analysts noted that the emotional response was not surprising. Both Jungkook and Felix enjoy enormous global popularity and are admired not only for their talent but also for their personalities. Fans are emotionally invested in these artists, one entertainment commentator explained during a livestream. When they see moments that appear genuine and unscripted, the reaction becomes incredibly powerful. The possibility of a backstage interaction between the two stars immediately captured public imagination. Yet even as excitement grew, important questions remained unanswered. Why had Jungkook attended the concert in the first place? What was discussed backstage? Was the reported embrace simply a friendly greeting, or did it reflect a deeper personal connection between the artists? Those questions fueled countless theories. Some fans suggested that the moment represented mutual respect between performers who understand the pressures of global fame. Others viewed it as a symbol of friendship within the K-pop industry. A few even speculated about future collaborations, though no evidence emerged to support such claims. Experts urged caution, reminding audiences that public speculation often moves faster than confirmed information. Nevertheless, the story continued gaining momentum. As evening turned into night, additional eyewitness accounts began appearing. One source claimed that the interaction appeared relaxed and sincere. "It didn't look staged," the witness reportedly said. "It looked like two people genuinely happy to see each other." Another observer described the atmosphere backstage as unusually emotional. There was a lot of smiling, the source claimed. People seemed excited. While none of these accounts could be independently verified, their impact on fan communities was undeniable. Social media timelines became flooded with emotional reactions. Fan-made edits appeared within minutes. Videos discussing the alleged interaction accumulated hundreds of thousands of views. Comment sections filled with messages expressing excitement, disbelief, and curiosity. "This is the friendship content I didn't know I needed," one fan wrote. Another posted, "If this really happened, my heart can't handle it." Meanwhile, entertainment journalists continued investigating the reports. Several commentators pointed out that interactions between major artists often occur privately and never become public knowledge. The fact that this particular moment had generated such attention reflected the extraordinary influence of both individuals involved. "People aren't just reacting to the possibility of a hug," one analyst observed. "They're reacting to what it represents." That symbolism became a major focus of discussion throughout the night. Fans described the reported embrace as a reminder that artists from different groups often support one another despite narratives of competition. Others noted that both BTS and Stray Kids have inspired millions around the world through music, performances, and personal stories. Seeing members connected, even briefly, created a sense of unity that resonated deeply across fandoms. The emotional impact only intensified when several longtime fans shared personal reflections. One ARMY member wrote that seeing reports about the interaction made them unexpectedly emotional. "I've followed Jungkook's journey for years," the fan explained. "Moments like this remind me how far he's come." A Stray Kids supporter echoed similar feelings. "Felix has such a kind reputation," the fan commented. "Hearing this story just feels right somehow." By midnight, the reported backstage embrace had evolved from a simple rumor into an international conversation. Entertainment websites published updates. Influencers analyzed developments. Fan communities organized discussion threads containing thousands of comments. Yet despite the enormous attention, the central mystery remained unresolved. No official statement had confirmed exactly what occurred backstage. That uncertainty created even greater anticipation. Every new witness account generated fresh headlines. Every social media post inspired additional debate. The lack of definitive information kept audiences engaged, constantly searching for the next clue. Then came another intriguing development. Several insiders familiar with concert operations noted that backstage areas are often carefully controlled environments where unexpected interactions can become memorable experiences for everyone present. According to one industry source, artists frequently take opportunities to congratulate one another after successful performances. "The public doesn't always see those moments," the insider explained. "But they happen more often than people realize." That observation added another layer to the story. Perhaps the reported embrace was simply a spontaneous expression of admiration and support. Or perhaps there was more to the interaction than anyone currently understood. For now, nobody outside a small group of individuals knew for certain. Yet the uncertainty itself had become part of the story's appeal. Fans continued refreshing their feeds, hoping new information would emerge. Commentators debated possible explanations. Journalists monitored developments closely. Across continents, millions of people remained fascinated by a moment that may have lasted only seconds but had already created hours of worldwide discussion. As dawn approached in some parts of the world, the excitement showed no signs of fading. If anything, the story appeared to be growing larger. New reactions arrived every minute. Additional eyewitnesses stepped forward. Speculation continued evolving. Yet beneath all the theories and headlines lay a simple truth: people were responding to the possibility of genuine human connection. In an industry often defined by schedules, performances, and public appearances, moments that feel authentic carry extraordinary emotional weight. Whether the reported backstage embrace was a brief greeting or something more meaningful, the story was supposed to end when the arena lights went dark. Instead, it was only beginning. Hours after reports of the alleged backstage embrace between Felix and Jungkook first surfaced, a new wave of information sent fan communities into an even greater frenzy. What had already become one of the most talked about entertainment stories of the day was suddenly evolving into something much bigger. Across social media, eyewitnesses continued stepping forward, each claiming to have witnessed pieces of what happened after the concert. Some accounts focused on the reported hug itself. Others described what allegedly occurred in the moments before and after. Together, they painted a picture that only deepened the mystery and intensified worldwide curiosity. One witness claimed the atmosphere backstage changed noticeably shortly after Stray Kids completed their final performance. According to the account, artists, staff members, and managers were celebrating a successful show when news quietly spread that Jungkook was still inside the venue. People seemed excited, the source reportedly said. There was a feeling that something special was happening. Another individual claimed that several staff members appeared surprised but happy as artists moved through restricted backstage corridors. While none of these reports could be independently verified, they immediately became fuel for endless online discussion. Fans began comparing timelines, analyzing available information, and attempting to reconstruct the sequence of events. Every detail, no matter how small, became significant. Every new claim generated thousands of reactions. Every photograph from the evening was examined with extraordinary attention. Yet despite the growing volume of speculation, one element remained remarkably consistent across many discussions: the emotional nature of the reported interaction. According to several fan accounts, those who allegedly witnessed the moment described it not as a formal greeting but as something warm, genuine, and heartfelt. The way people are describing it makes it sound very natural, one commentator observed during a livestream watched by thousands. That's why the reaction has been so intense. Throughout the night, the story spread far beyond K-pop communities. Entertainment websites across multiple countries began publishing updates. Influencers discussed the reports with their audiences. News aggregators highlighted the growing online conversation. Even casual music fans found themselves drawn into the unfolding mystery. The combination of Jungkook's global popularity and Felix's immense international fanbase created the perfect conditions for a worldwide media storm. Then came another unexpected twist. Several attendees claimed they had noticed unusual excitement among backstage personnel even before the alleged embrace occurred. According to these accounts, word had quietly circulated that Jungkook was enjoying the concert and had praised parts of the performance. Whether those claims are accurate remains unclear, but they quickly became another major topic of discussion. Imagine performing your heart out and then finding out Jungkook watched the show, one fan posted online. I'd be emotional too. The comment received tens of thousands of reactions within hours. Fans from both ARMY and STAY communities began sharing messages celebrating what they viewed as a positive and uplifting story. In a digital environment often dominated by controversy and conflict, many users expressed appreciation for a narrative centered on mutual respect and support. "This is the kind of news I love seeing," one fan wrote. "Artists supporting artists." Another commented, "No matter what happened backstage, the fact that people are talking about kindness and friendship is already something beautiful." Industry experts also weighed in. Several analysts noted that major artists often develop connections through award shows, festivals, and industry events. While public attention tends to focus on performances, many relationships are built away from cameras. People forget that artists are fans too, one veteran entertainment journalist explained. They admire each other's work. They attend concerts. They congratulate each other. Sometimes those moments become public, and when they do, fans respond emotionally because they feel authentic. That authenticity became the central theme of the discussion. For millions of fans, the reported backstage moment represented something larger than a simple greeting. It symbolized unity, respect, and shared experiences among artists who understand the unique challenges of global fame. Those themes resonated deeply across social media, helping the story maintain momentum long after the concert ended. Yet the biggest question remained unanswered. Would either Felix or Jungkook address the reports directly? As anticipation grew, fans monitored every possible source for clues. Official accounts were checked repeatedly. News updates were refreshed every few minutes. Comments sections filled with hopeful speculation. Some believed confirmation could arrive at any moment. Others warned that the artists might choose to keep the interaction private. The uncertainty only increased the suspense. By early morning, the story had transformed into a full-scale international headline. Hashtags related to Felix and Jungkook were trending across multiple regions. Fan-created videos accumulated millions of views. Discussion threads stretched into thousands of comments. The reaction demonstrated once again the extraordinary influence of modern fandom culture, where a brief reported interaction can become a global event almost instantly. One social media analyst described the phenomenon as digital word of mouth at unprecedented speed. According to the expert, stories that combine surprise, emotion, and beloved public figures often spread faster than traditional news events. People aren't just consuming the story, the analyst explained. They're participating in it. And participation was happening everywhere. Fans translated updates into multiple languages. International communities exchanged information. Artists' supporters from different backgrounds found themselves discussing the same topic, sharing the same excitement, and waiting for the same answers. As the hours passed, one thing became increasingly clear: regardless of what actually happened backstage, the emotional impact was already real. Millions of people had connected with the story. Millions had celebrated the possibility of friendship and mutual support. Millions were now invested in whatever might happen next. Yet perhaps the most fascinating aspect was how much remained unknown. The most talked about moment of the night was still hidden behind closed doors. No official footage had emerged. No detailed explanation had been provided. The public narrative remained incomplete. And sometimes, incomplete stories are the most powerful of all. They invite imagination. They encourage conversation. They keep audiences coming back for more. Somewhere inside that backstage area, a moment occurred that has now captured worldwide attention. Whether it was a simple congratulatory hug, a reunion between friends, or something else entirely, only those present know the full truth. For everyone else, the mystery continues. And as fans around the world keep watching, waiting, and hoping for the next piece of information, one reality remains undeniable. What began as an ordinary concert night has become one of the most unforgettable entertainment stories of the year. The questions are still hanging in the air. The speculation continues. The excitement is only growing. And if new details emerge in the coming hours or days, this extraordinary story may be far from over. To be continued.